Hello everyone and welcome to Heidi's Home. Today I'm going to be making some sugar-free peanut butter cookies. These are super simple, easy recipe to follow, and I think that it will be something that you all will enjoy. Now, my husband and I have been trying to cut back on a lot of our sugar intake, less fat, but every now and again, you want that sweet. You want a cookie, you want a piece of cake, you want a brownie, you want something. So a girlfriend of mine told me about this recipe, and of course, actually, my husband's doctor even told me about this recipe. And it's just 3 ingredients. So I am doubling it. So I'm using the regular recipe is 1 cup of peanut butter, 1 egg, and 1 cup of Splendia sugar. Now, you can buy your peanut butter where it is sugar-free. Jeff has a really good one. I'm just using regular peanut butter in this recipe, but there is a sugar-free peanut butter that is made by Jeff. I have a lot of friends that struggle with diabetes, and they say that it is really, really delicious and you cannot tell the difference. I'm going to show you here in a minute the kind of sugar that I am using in this recipe. Now, I'm going to say that this recipe baked up really nicely, but the cookies don't expand like you would if you were doing a regular cookie recipe where it had baking powder, baking soda, they didn't puff up. So if you want a larger cookie, I would just make larger cookie balls and maybe bake them for an extra additional couple minutes. But for me, I just used the standard size cookie scoop, which I'll show you here in a minute, and then baked them at 350 degrees for 12 minutes. Now here I am putting parchment paper down on my baking sheet, and you may have already heard this suggestion, but if you have a hard time with your parchment paper staying where it needs to be while you are working, you can put a little water underneath of it and it'll adhere itself to your baking pan and it will not move. So that's what I did. And now I'm going to get my cookie scooper out, and mine is from Pioneer Woman. And you just want to roll your cookies into balls and don't place them too close together because you don't obviously want your cookies to stick together. Now, one thing that I wish I would have done when I make these again, I will do this. I will take my cookie balls and roll them in Splendia before I mash them down with a fork. I think having that little extra sugary outside would make these cookies taste, and the consistency would be a little bit better. Now, my husband doesn't like things that are overly sweet, and I'm the opposite. I like my stuff extremely sweet. So these cookies actually were really well liked by him. They had a very strong, rich peanut butter flavor, and they weren't super, super over the top sweet, but just enough to kind of hit that sweet tooth if you have one. Now I'm going to hit the tops of these with a fork just to mash them down a bit. And then I'm going to put them in a 350 degree oven for 12 minutes and let them cool before I remove them off the parchment. I put them in an airtight container on my table so my husband can find them whenever he wants them. I rate this about an 8 out of a 10 recipe. I think it's a good try. I might try some different types of sugar other than the Splendia, but I think it was really, really well worth giving this a shot. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.